Welcome back for another video. Hope you all had a good Game Week 10, or if not, hopefully Game Week 11 goes better. In this one, we're going to be running through how the team's set to line up this week and the transfer plans. Right before we get into it, the data and the player comparisons I use in all my videos come directly from the Fantasy Football Scout members area. Enhance your FPL experience using the link in the description below to become a member. There's loads of powerful tools like data tables, player comparisons, season ticker, and I use them every game week. On top of that, they've got a massive members area revamp coming soon, so join with the link below to get yourself familiarised with the tools. Starting with a quick look at how the last game week went then. It was a big green arrow again with a score of 79, so that's over 2.5 million ranks shaved off since activating the wildcard. Still a way to go to break into where I want to be, but it's a good run of green arrows. The two transfers made were successful as well, just about. Maddison and Saka matched one another with an assist. Tsimikas kept his second consecutive clean sheet while Porro did concede to Palace. It was a bit lucky admittedly. Watching the game, Ayew's goal for Palace looked like it was a handball. Big scores from the big three, Salah, Son and Haaland, which went a long way towards the green arrow. But Diaby was the real hero of the week with a goal, assist and maximum bonus points. It really shows how luck can be key in FPL though. Looking at that spot in the team, Bowen and Mitoma are perfectly good picks there and they blanked. That was the difference between 68 and 79 points. At one point Cash played a ball across the box to Watkins which he should have buried. Again, fine margins, that's a 10 plus point link up there. Watkins actually racked up 1.28 expected goal involvement, which was his biggest of the season but his lowest score with a 2-pointer. Although we're on a very good run of green arrows, Game Week 11 looks like a real challenge with some of the fixtures falling this weekend. Let's run through how the team looks and the transfer plans later. And if you'd like to follow my FPL content each week, make sure you're subscribing. In goal, it's a choice between Areola away to Brentford and Turner home to Aston Villa. Looking at the clean sheet probabilities, unsurprisingly both have got low odds this week. Areola given a 21% chance and Turner given a 17% chance. Turner made a big mistake against Liverpool last match, leading to a Salah goal. When the lineup drops on Sunday, I'm hoping to see Turner's name on it, but wouldn't be surprised if he gets dropped either. Is it just me, or are goalkeeper clean sheets harder to come by this season? Pickford's played a massive part in that obviously, though even he's been keeping them recently and I've sold him. Looking back at the first 10 game weeks, just 2 clean sheets from keepers in my case. The defence is Cash, Burn and Tsimikas. Some good fortune as a Cash owner last week. He was brought off and then Villa conceded shortly after, but the clean sheet was locked in by them. The big chance he created for Watkins had an expected assist of 0.31 last match. Villa are joint third on the clean sheet odds this week with a 34% chance. The defence is the one place where a transfer might be spent, with Burn home to Arsenal. Newcastle have actually kept clean sheets in 2 of their last 3 matchups against them, though they're going to be without Botman, Isak, Murphy, Barnes and Anderson, and obviously suspended Tonali as well. So will they be able to hang on, particularly as the game draws on and players get leggy? Tsimikas, what a gem he's been so far since filling in for Robertson. He created a big chance against Forest as well, and this week he faces Luton. If you are considering, he's still a great pick, and looking at the next 5, they've got Luton, Brentford, Man City, Fulham and Sheffield United. You can start him in all of those except the City game, so just aim to have someone you can start in his place in Game Week 13. In midfield, it's Son, Saka, Diaby, Gordon and Salah. After carrying an injury earlier in the season, Son's minutes over the last 4 are 68, 75, 81 and 90. Promising reading. The longer he's on the pitch the better, and Spurs still undefeated this season with 8 wins and 2 draws. It is a tougher fixture this week against Chelsea. Although Chelsea have struggled for wins this season, defensively they've been pretty good. Looking at defensive data, they're 4th for expected goals this season, 112 shots conceded is 3rd best. Newcastle away, a really tough fixture for Saka, and despite Nketiah's hat-trick, it's probably not the time to buy him either. If Jesus is out long term, then it's a great move from Game Week 12 when they're home to Burnley first. The latest from Arteta is that he's not going to put a timescale on his return because he was wrong last time. Again, if you don't own Saka, it's a move you can delay a week, but it needs to be a priority from Game Week 12, with Arsenal's fixtures really good thereafter. Saka's 6.75 expected goal involvement ranks 4th in the league this season, and he hasn't blanked since Game Week 2. The patience with Diaby was rewarded following a couple of blanks before that. That's definitely one of the hardest aspects of FPL, when to be patient with a player and when it's the right time to shift them on. Fixtures are an easy way to gauge that if they've got turning fixtures for the worst, but even that can go wrong. For example, I started the season with Mitoma when he had easy games, and then I sold him for Mbumo, after which point Mitoma scored a brace in Game Week 6, albeit off the bench. Diaby's still got great fixtures though, so he's an easy hold for the next 4, and then likely sell him before Man City. It's easier to have patience with a cheap player like Gordon though, when there's less alternatives available. I'm hoping he gets a rest in the League Cup against Man United, but as we know, Newcastle are missing lots of players, and I wonder if we could even see him out of position in striker at some point, because Wilson can't play all games with Isak out. I would really like to hold on to him if he can give enough reason to over the next couple of game weeks. In the Fantasy Football Scout members area, I filtered the midfielders under 6 mil, and in terms of minutes per expected goal involvement, Gordon's got an expected return every 186 minutes, which is pretty decent. There's a few names above him, in Neto who's injured, McNeil, Hwang and Palmer. Chelsea have got amazing fixtures from Gameweek 16, which is when Palmer could be a really good asset to bring in. Palmer's stats are a bit inflated here however, because he has taken 2 penalties. Salah vice captain this week for the Luton game. If you're in the no Haaland gang, then it's a pivotal week that he delivers, as does Alvarez. The Gameweek 11 goal score probabilities are as follows. Haaland top with a 68% chance, which is crazy. Salah second with a 47% chance. And Alvarez right up there as well with a 43.5% chance, who is someone I don't own. This season, Salah actually has one more double-digit haul than Haaland with 4. Son also has 4. Haaland, Trippier and Bumo Neto are the 4 players that have put up double-digit scores 3 times. The front 2 is Watkins and Haaland. Again, as a reminder, 10 teams play midweek in the League Cup, so hold your transfers if possible. You never know what the midweek games can throw up. Fortunately, Villa not involved, so it's a nice rest for the Villa triple up in my team ahead of the Forest game. Watkins and Haaland statistically the best 2 forwards to own right now. Haaland well in front with 11.1 XGI this season, and Watkins is second on 6.3 expected goal involvement. Haaland gets the captaincy this week. As we saw, he's been given a 68% chance of scoring. No midweek game for Man City either, having been knocked out of the League Cup. Bournemouth play midweek against Liverpool. Neto's out injured until after the international break as well, so Bournemouth are going to be missing their first choice keeper as well. Haaland made all the headlines again after a man of the match performance against Man United with 2 goals and an assist. Over the last 3 game weeks, Haaland's net transfers are minus 783,000, which is a lot. However, those who were brave enough to go no Haaland a few game weeks back have gained ground, because before Game Week 11 Haaland had 1 goal in 3 games. Will it be a week where it all evens out? The bench is a bit light this week. It's Turner, Botman, Archer and Kabore. Archer was benched last game week, not that it helped Sheffield United's case. They racked up a grand total of 0.03 expected goals, so Archer could come back in, and he's not the worst option off the bench if needed. Got 1 free transfer, 0.2 mil in the bank, so here's where I'm at with the transfer plans. So Botman suffered a setback to his injury. Howe said that the time frame on his return is unclear at the moment, so there is an opportunity to sell him and start the replacement ahead of Burn. 2 replacements in consideration are Maguire and Dawson. Maguire's got Fulham this week, which works in place of Burn, and then when Tsimikas has Man City, Maguire's got Everton, so for 4.2 mil he might work. A Wolves defender also works very well though. Wolves have got Sheffield United this week, and then they've got Fulham when Tsimikas has got Man City. However, in Game Week 15 and 16, Cash has got Man City and then Arsenal. Meanwhile, Wolves have got back-to-back home games against Burnley, Nottingham Forest. Guehi also works for 4.5 mil, but in Game Week 16 he does have Liverpool, so that would require another transfer in defence, ideally. Given Botman's setback, I may ultimately roll this week, because it could allow me to buy Lascelles and Saliba for Botman and Burn in Game Week 12. An Arsenal defender looks like a very good long-term investment from Game Week 12, starting with Burnley home. In last week's videos, we talked a bit about whether Gabriel might get a benching against Sheffield United, and I wonder if at some point it might happen again, and whether Saliba's worth the 0.4 mil premium. It may not happen at all, but perhaps during the hectic December schedule there could be one rest in there for Gabriel. On top of that, if I did roll a transfer, then it's never a bad thing given the flexibility it affords. You never know when an unexpected issue could pop up in your team. So far, no hits taken this season, and I'd like that to continue if possible, so as it stands, the plan is to roll. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and hit that subscribe button. See you soon for the next one.